Hey friends, it's Rish and I am back with another video. Today I am doing my second trimester recap since me and Sunny have started on our third trimester together. And I'm going to let you guys know all the essentials that I have used in my second trimester that has helped me so much. So if you're a mom out there and you're still in your first trimester, or you just started your second trimester, or even your third but you're going through some of the same stuff that I went through in my second trimester, let me go ahead and plug you in, girl. Before we get into this video, go ahead and like it and subscribe so you can keep up with Rish and Taman. We drop videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. We're trying to drop videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And without further ado, let's hop right into it. So y'all, I'm gonna get my blankie because it's a little chilly. I think Taman's grandmother gave us this blanket, but. So if you're loving this head wrap, okay, or if you're loving this scarf, you can actually cop this really beautiful scarf on headoverhill.com right now. It is a reversible scarf, so it's pink on one side and it's this like purplish grayish color on the other side. Most of my scarves are reversible so that you can use them for extra versatility to go with whatever outfit, whatever ensemble you're trying to put together. It's always a little bit better when you have a bomb-ass head wrap. So let me plug you in, girl. Shop right now at headoverhill.com. I'll put the link in the description box so you guys know exactly where to go. So as you guys may notice, I got my big white comfy pillow here, and this is going to be my first second trimester essential items, and that is a body pillow. Now I got this later on in my second trimester because I really wasn't that big at the beginning, and then suddenly just had a growth spurt, and then I just felt like my stomach was like falling all the way to the left or all the way to the right while I was sleeping, and it would become so uncomfortable for me when I finally decided to get up and use the bathroom. So I would definitely say, and I'm sure a bunch of other moms will say too, body pillow, number one, second trimester essential, because you're just gonna get big out of nowhere, and having a body pillow is going to help so much with your back, with your sleeping, everything. So go ahead and copy one, girl. I got mine from Amazon. Actually, Taman is the one who bought it for me because, you know, baby daddy always got me on one. So I'm gonna ask him what the exact name, I'm gonna ask him what the exact name and company that he bought this body pillow from, and then I'll go ahead and link that in the description box as well. Another thing that I really struggled with in my second trimester was my Puppps rash. It actually kind of started in my end of my first trimester, beginning of my second trimester. Now, I have my laptop here because I'm going to tell you guys exactly what Puppps is. So Puppps stands for Prutic Urticarial. Let's start from scratch. It stands for Pruritic Urticarial Papules and Plaques of Pregnancy. Basically, it's like poison ivy on crack, okay? It's so itchy. It can cover your whole stomach, it can cover your chest, it can cover your arms, your legs, and from my research, basically it says that it can just destroy you until the point where you give birth. Or even sometimes, for some women, they've struggled with their Puppps rash after they have dropped their little bundle of joy. So if you know me, you know I'm all about preventative measures. You know I'm all about holistic ways of resolving my issues. So I was not taking that for an answer. I was not going to take, oh yeah, you're just going to have to deal with it until the end of your pregnancy lightly, because it was horrible. It literally felt like I had poison ivy covering my stomach, and it just showed up out of nowhere. It started as a little bundle of bumps, kind of like what you would expect from like ringworm, and then slowly but surely it covered my entire stomach. And let me see if I can find a video of it, and I'll drop it on in the corner. But it left the worst like black scars over my stomach once I finally was able to get rid of the Puppps rash. So what I did to get rid of the Puppps rash was I had a very small white jar. I filled that jar up with coconut oil, extra virgin, unrefined coconut oil, and then I warmed it up over a double boiler, which aka is just a pot full of boiling water, and then you put another bowl with you know, some water into it, and then you can place something inside of the double boiler to melt down whatever you're trying to melt. And then I put a little bit of this, let's see if you guys can see it, of this tea tree oil inside of my of the coconut oil mixture. So from what I've read about the Puppps rash, they tell you not to exfoliate, they tell you not to use super hot water on it, to take cold baths. Some women use oatmeal baths to help. I did take baths frequently to help with, to soothe the itch, but I also didn't cool down the water at all, and I still exfoliated because it itched so bad that I just had to scratch it, and I didn't want to scratch it to the point where it messed up my skin, or to the point where I would get this unbelievable scarring that I wasn't ever going to be able to get rid of, because when the tea tree oil and coconut oil would dry out the rash, I was still left with those dry patches. So what I did was I would exfoliate my belly in the shower using some lavender, and it's like a natural lavender soap. I actually should have brought it downstairs, but I'll link to what I use to shower and stuff in the description as well. So, and after I would exfoliate, I would then rub the coconut oil and tea tree oil on my stomach while it was still warm, and I would pretty much apply it anytime I started to get super duper itchy. Now, tea tree oil, do not just use the tea tree oil raw, because it is an essential oil, and high concentrations of any essential oil can be toxic to both you and baby. It's also not ingestible, so I wouldn't recommend that you try to put it in any teas or tonics or anything that you're using. Just I would recommend that you use it topically and very sparingly. I only put about, it's maybe a 4-ounce jar, and I put about 4 to 10 drops in there, and I just wanted just enough to get that soothing sensation from the tea tree oil, but it also was able to dry out the rash, so it became a non-factor to me within the next few weeks. Literally 4 weeks of doing that, and my Puppps rash was gone. And it was major for me to be able to get rid of the Puppps rash before it just like spread all over my body. Like, I was looking up on the internet, I'm like, what could this possibly be? And then I saw the way how it spread over some women's body, and the way that women were just like complaining, or childbearing humans were complaining and feeling like it was the end of the world. Some women even have to get their babies taken out a little bit early because the itch is you can't, it's just it's so hard to deal with. And I completely understand. I mean, I'm so happy that I was able to relieve it before it, you know, spread or got even worse. But nevertheless, if you have Puppps rash, I really do recommend that you use the warm coconut oil and tea tree mixture and see if it works for you. It worked for me. I'm not trying to say that's the cure or anything, but it was the cure for Riche. Absolutely 100%. Another major thing that I did in my pregnancy was I started off using I started off using the Nature's Made prenatal multivitamin. Okay, this vitamin was way too harsh for me in my first trimester, and I got it from the FSA. I got it from FSA.com. It was way too harsh for me during my first trimester. I was going through morning sickness, and I couldn't deal with it. I couldn't take that multivitamin. My mother was like, well, you know, we didn't take multivitamins back in the day. You don't really need it. But I'm like, you know, if you know better, you do better. So I was determined to take some sort of multivitamin. So instead, I used a gummy multivitamin for my first trimester. But then when I got to my second trimester, I did want to make sure that my baby was getting everything. I mean, I'm sure the gummy multivitamin has everything you need, but I just was reading all the awesome vitamins and nutrients that this vitamin had, and I wanted to switch back. So I did switch back to this multivitamin in my second trimester. However, I will say that one problem I have run into with this multivitamin is constipation. Constipation seems to be a symptom of pregnancy on in a general sense, but I was struggling, and I knew, and it was like every time I took my multivitamin, the next day I wouldn't be able to go to the bathroom. And that was like a major issue for me. So then that's when I started to introduce smoothies into my everyday. So For my smoothies, I get the berry medley, and I'm actually drinking one right now. I get the very berry medley mix from, it's not a mix, it's just frozen berries from Aldi's. You can really use whatever berries you choose. I use frozen berries because every time I go to the grocery store and I try to get the regular fresh berries, they always end up spoiling. So I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna keep going to the grocery store and getting berries just for them to spoil, especially strawberries. Like, and that was after I rinsed them off and then put them in the fridge and then put, you know, like a napkin or something under them. Yeah, so in my mixed berry bag, it has blueberries, raspberries, strawberries, blackberries, and I think that's it. I prefer the cherry berry blend mix, which is all those berries, but it also has black cherries, and black cherries is actually really, really, really good for you. It's high in antioxidants. It's a great berry to include inside your berry medley. So I would suggest you use a cherry berry medley if you're a cherry loving type person like me. I do enjoy cherries and things cherry flavored. Some people are not really into cherries, so if you're not a cherry person, then go ahead and get the very berry medley. Something I also introduced into my my smoothies was this stuff, and this is the Orgain Organic Superfoods All-in-One Super Nutrition Powder, and it has 50 organic superfoods with 1 billion probiotics per serving, and this is the berry flavor. It doesn't really taste like anything to me once you mix it in. Now, I'm just going to read off some of the stuff that it has in it, just so you guys know. It has beets, carrots, tomatoes, parsley, Brussels sprouts, green bell peppers, cucumbers, celery, garlic, ginger root, green onion, cauliflower, asparagus, turmeric, cinnamon, wheatgrass, barley grass, oatgrass, spinach, broccoli, kale, and cabbage, acai, apple, cranberry, banana, mango, strawberry, tart cherry, blackberry, blueberry, raspberry, quinoa, chai, millet, buckwheat, and it also has garbanzo bean sprouts, lentil sprouts, flax sprout, sunflower sprout, pumpkin sprout, chai sprout, and sesame sprout. It's 100% organic, and I love it because it doesn't really have a flavor, but it's a great way to include all of the vegetables that you would need on a daily basis in your diet without having to basically figure out what vegetables you can digest versus what vegetables your baby doesn't like throughout your pregnancy. I wasn't about to experiment with every vegetable and just be making Sunny mad, because I don't have time to be throwing up all the time. So that was a way for me to get my berries and my vegetables into my daily regimen without too much effort. And I also included some fresh carrots in this as well. Another thing that I like to include, especially because right now we are dealing with the pandemic, to strengthen my immune system on a daily basis, is this black elderberry powder. Now, it's 1,000 milligrams, so oh, there we go. It's 1,000 milligrams, so my husband uses the whole one. He takes the whole tablet, but I don't. What I do is I take one of the capsules. And they're the kind with the powder in it. And I just go ahead and I pop the top off of it and pour half a capsule into my smoothie and pour the other half of the capsule into a small little jar that I have in my kitchen right next to all my smoothie essentials. So after I run out of these capsules, I'll have a jar full of elderberry powder to use. It doesn't make me feel sick since I've added it in. It's really just great to keep mucus in your system very minimal. And yeah, I would say it's a good thing to just add into your smoothies to keep your, especially just right now, you don't want to get sick. And you know, they say that if you get a flu, your baby doesn't get the flu, but who really knows? We don't want to do anything to upset or harm our babies in any way. So if you can include a supplement that's all natural into your daily regimen, and if you can include smoothies into your daily regimen, I would definitely I vouch for it. It's been working for me. And ever since I started doing the smoothies, I have just gotten even a lot more energy on my day-to-day. When I don't drink a smoothie, I definitely feel the energy decrease. So yeah, smoothieing is definitely something I think is a second trimester essential. If you follow us on Instagram at Reach and Taman, I put up smoothie recipes that I use for smoothies and smoothie bowls every Friday. Tune into our Instagram, Reach and Taman, to stay up on the smoothie tip. So another thing we're going to talk about is stretch marks. First trimester, around, I want to say 13 weeks, I got my first 4 stretch marks at the bottom of my stomach. Okay, I already had 2 little stretch marks coming in prior to pregnancy on my stomach. So then I figured I would, you know, and I'm stretch mark prone. I have stretch marks on my arms, on my ass, on my legs, on my thighs. I mean, I have them everywhere, but they've never been anything that I've really been super worried about. In high school, I did get randomly self-conscious about my stretch marks on my arms because I was throwing shot put at the time, and I just realized that through the season, my stretch marks on my arms seemed to be getting worse. So, but then after that, I was like, girl, I don't care. Like, what you gonna do, you know? So throughout my pregnancy, I have been super vigilant on trying to keep my body as moisturized as possible to minimize the appearance of the stretch marks that either will come or don't come or whatever. I just want to make sure that my skin is super elastic and can basically keep up with the growth of baby Sunny so that she can stretch me out as much as she needs, and I can still feel like my belly is moisturized and I'm not super itchy. Because when those 4 stretch marks were coming in, I was itchy, and it would wake me up in the night, like how itchy I was getting, and I did not like it. And I only have them on one side of my stomach, so that was definitely a major inconvenience. Let me show you guys what I'm using to moisturize my belly and my breasts on a daily basis. So this is some 100% organic African shea butter. Now in this container is not just shea butter. I also mixed in some of that unrefined coconut oil. I squeeze in a few tablets of this vitamin E, of these vitamin E capsules. And I also include some of this aloe vera gel. And I just mix all that together over a double boiler, and then I pop it in the freezer so that it can solidify a little bit quicker, because usually I moisturize throughout the day, maybe 3, 4, 5. I moisturize a lot throughout the day. Whenever I feel an itch, or whenever I feel like my stomach is getting dry, or if I go to the bathroom in passing, I just scoop some up on my finger and pop it on my belly. Yeah, so, and it has been working for me so far. It keeps my stomach very soft. It keeps my skin refreshed feeling. The aloe vera definitely helps with the itch whenever I'm feeling itch. You can also use the raw aloe vera gel on your stomach when you're feeling an itch if you want, but I don't like the way how sometimes it makes it feel like it's like, oh, I'll tell you guys about that later. Yeah, I don't like the way how sometimes it feels like it's like drying on my stomach like a film. That's why I decided to go ahead and mix the aloe vera into my my belly butter mixture. Most women get their stretch marks in the 30, I think, what did they say, the 37th or 38th week of pregnancy. So I still have time to get them, but I just want to make sure that my skin is super nourished, whether I get them or not. You know, it's better to prevent if you can. My mother is covered in stretch marks, so they are genetic, and I have experienced them throughout my life. I'm not, you know, super crazy about the stretch mark. No one wants to get a ton of stretch marks on their stomach, but if you can help, if you can help yourself, you know, why not? Another immune booster tip that I would recommend is popping some sea moss gel into your smoothies. So after I put my berries in, I can't even taste the sea moss gel. So we mixed our homemade sea moss gel into almost all of our dinner recipes, our food recipes, all that jazz. And you know, sea moss is good for like everything. So sea moss helps nourish the skin. It's a major immune booster. It has vitamin A, vitamin E, vitamin K. It's jam-packed full of vitamins. I think we have 100 minerals or 102 vitamins and minerals that make up the human body, and sea moss contains 92 of those. So if you can include it in your diet for a good price, why not? It just seems like a win-win situation with the sea moss, okay? We actually are gonna become your sea moss plug, so you'll be able to find sea moss very, very soon. in the Sunny's Garden Goods section on headoverhill.com. Stay tuned for that. I'm pretty sure if you watch this video a year from now, that will have already been launched. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to link headoverhill.com in the description box for all your needs. Okay, we're talking accessories, we're talking apparel, we're talking art, because you know I'm an artist full time, baby. Been working for myself since 2018. I'm 100% freelance artist. So yeah, I can be your art plug, your CMOS plug, and your head wrap plug. Get into it. But moving on, how many more essentials do I have? Oh, and the last thing that I dealt with in my last 2 weeks of my second trimester was a wicked yeast infection, okay? Yeast infections, 3 out of 4 women struggle with yeast infections during pregnancy. It's common. The vagina is super sensitive. In addition to yeast infections, there's also bacterial vaginitis. UTIs are super common. I literally changed soaps for 1 day, and the next day I had the meanest yeast infection ever. So uncomfortable. And I did not want to take Monistat because my last experience with Monistat was not very pleasant. So, you know, I did my research and I was looking for a better way to cure a yeast infection without using the vaginal inserts. And what I found that worked for me 100% was this stuff called Sovereign Silver. This cleared up my yeast infection in 3 days. The OBGYN that I watch on YouTube recommended this to one of her patients to cure her yeast infection. And I was like, you know what? At this point, anything that can relieve this itch is worth a try. That's not super potent and that's better than Monistat. So it's 10 parts per million. So it seems to be very diluted, not dilated. It seems like a diluted version of the Sovereign Silver. It's a supplement, so on a daily basis they recommend that you take 1 teaspoon and hold it under your tongue for 30 seconds and then swallow. But I was using it for the purpose of a yeast infection, so what the doctor recommended to me was to take one of these little squeegees, or you can use a douche, suck up a little bit inside this, right, until the bulb is full, insert it into the vagina, and then as it's coming out, squeeze this into your vagina, and then just lay on your back for just a little while, or lay on your side but with your legs kind of facing upward. And I do recommend that you sit on or lay on a towel while you're doing this, because it obviously gravity, some of it is going to leak out, but cleared me up. The OB recommended to use it for 3 to 5 days. Hello, husband.
You're in my space, man.
Goodbye, sir. I just didn't want to bring the halo light upstairs, so I just recorded it downstairs. So yes, the OB recommended to use it for 3 to 5 days, and I've been using it for the past 3 days, and it has worked. Okay, yeast infection be gone without using Monistat or any of that other stuff. So Hubs is down here. Come say hi.
Hey guys.
He looks so cute with his little curls. Bruno's down here too, but I don't want him to come say hi because I guarantee you he's going to trip over something or mess something up. And what else did I go through in my second trimester, babe, that I could possibly be missing? So yeah, I think that's all. I think I just gave y'all all the tea on the second trimester and everything that I've used to relieve some of my second trimester symptoms. Other than those things that I mentioned, second trimester has been okay. You know, Sunny has definitely gotten bigger. My stomach has definitely gotten bigger. You can go to my last video, which is the head wrap tutorial, if you want to see a nice belly shot. I'm not going to give you a belly shot right now because I don't have no bottoms on. I just got this top on. So yeah, I'm not going to give you guys a belly shot right now. But if you would like to see my belly shot of like literally a few days ago, go ahead and go to my last video, which is the head wrap tutorial. And yeah, I think that's everything. Good luck to all you mamas out there who are watching this video and who are enduring your pregnancy in this season of quarantine. Be sure to include some of these immune boosters, the sea moss gel and the elderberry powder, into your daily regimen, just to go ahead and increase you and baby's immune system. And I will see you guys next time on Adventures of Rish and Taman. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and thank you guys for watching. Peace. Love ya.